Hey everyone, welcome back to another tea video. Today I'm coming at you with a 2024 Yunnan sourcing Zhuan Old Arbor Raw Pu-erh tea cake. I got myself one of the full tea cakes as well as a 25-gram sample. I am planning to age this tea cake until, I don't know, until I feel like drinking it. So ideally a few years, but it was definitely not a cheap one. Let me pull it up on the site here for you. So 10-gram sample, essentially one serving. I guess you could split it into two 5-gram servings if you want. Is $8.75. 25 grams, which is the one I have here, is $18.50, and a 200-gram cake is $121. I will read this out to you, and maybe you'll understand why it is that price through here. So, entirely ancient arbor tea from spring 2024 harvest from Zhuan in Yiwu mountain range. Zhuan is one of 6 famous tea mountains in Bana and is just north of Yiwu. We have been producing tea from this family since 2009. This year we have selected a spring harvest wild arbor material from area of Zhuan at higher mountain areas in the Yiwu mountain. Zhuan teas are known for their special thick aroma and taste, with the age becomes stronger and more textured. This tea comes from wild arbor trees between 200 and 300 years old, growing on a sunny south-facing slope. When brewing this tea, you will notice the soup is bright yellow, golden clear. The aroma is penetrating and the tea is full in the mouth. The flavor is textured and thick with a strong, almost chocolate-like aftertaste. This is one of the more smooth and aromatic of the Yiwu area teas. Brewed leaves are thick and stout and dark olive green color, attesting to their wild arbor origin. The tea is compressed in a small tea factory in Yiwu town, where usually large 40-kilogram stone presses were used. Low temperatures, 35°C, baking was used to dry these cakes, and compression process thus preserving their integrity. In total, just 3 kilograms of this tea have been produced. We have delayed sales of this cake for several weeks to allow water vapor from pressing to dissipate. Further aging will only improve this wonderful tea. Net weight of one tea cake, 200 grams per cake, 5 cakes per tong. Harvest time was April 2024. As of now, of me recording this video, it is late March, just about to be April, so about a full year ago. Harvest area is Zhuan Village, Yiwu Mountain Range, Mengla County in Zhishuang, Bana. Total production amount, 15 cakes, 3 kilograms. This tea is tested, pesticides, all that, typical Yunnan sourcing testing. So in total, only 15 cakes of this tea were made, or 3 kilograms. So yeah, pretty interesting, very limited. I haven't tried it yet. I would not suggest buying a full cake, especially of a tea this expensive, before tasting it, but I did anyway, because I felt like it. Yeah, I don't have it really weighed out. I just kind of put some out here. There's the sample had like a big chunk in there, and then this is all the little pieces that were in there. So that's what I'll be doing today. But it looks nice. There's a little close-up for you. Some greens with the nice whites and golds. Some of the darker leaves. Looks really pretty. But I'll be brewing it today in this red clay Yixing pot. I have all my teaware heating up currently. This pot is dedicated to raw pu-erh, and I will start the wash at 205 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I will go from there and decide if I need to raise or lower the temperature, see how it looks. But I will be right back with that first steep. I think also, before I do that first steep, it would be wise of me to do a scent profile on these dry leaves. So let me do that. Also, here is that wash too, so you can see it. So these dry leaves, I get a little bit of a floral scent. Actually, a very strong floral scent, a little bit of fruitiness, a little bit of sweetness in that scent, and a little bit of a green vegetal note on these dry leaves. I did just do this small amount of tea for the wash, so let me do a wet leaf scent. These leaves, I'm getting kind of a grassy hay-like scent. A good amount of floral. little bit of sweetness. Smells real nice. But yeah, I am getting a little bit of that grassy, fresh green scent coming through. A little more on the rinsed leaves. I'm gonna heat my water up, I think, to a little hotter. I'm gonna keep it under boiling still, but I will go up to let's do 207 just for fun. And once I do that first steep, we'll see how it's tasting then. All right, here is that first steep. It's been about 15 to 20 seconds. I think this teapot does a lot better with smaller amounts of leaves. When I have larger amounts of leaves in it, it seems to leak quite a bit out of the lid, whereas now it doesn't seem to be at all. So that's quite interesting to note. But here is the wash once again, just for comparison. And there is the full brew. Let me dump out that wash. Looks real nice. It's like a deep golden color. Very clean looking, very clear. A few little dust specks, but I did grab the dust out of that sample bag for the most part. It wasn't that big. The big nice piece that was chipped off a cake, so it's also just what I did. But overall, it looks nice. Not muddy, not cloudy. Looks fairly clear. Really beautiful looking tea, I think. Very nice golden color. But I thought it was imperative that I get this video of this tea done sooner rather than later, just because there are only 15 cakes of it available, and in case anyone was sitting on it wondering if they want to buy it or not, I think it'd be nice to have some more info of it out there. My channel isn't really meant to be a review channel, more of a tea journal rather. I'm going through all these teas, trying them. It's kind of my experience, so I'm not really meant to be a who's all end all review, like, hey, buy this tea or don't. It's more of a, hey, I'm trying this tea, this is what I think. Maybe you'll be into it, maybe you won't. But yeah, there were at least only 15 cakes available, so I think it'd be important of me to get this out there, so maybe if anyone's interested in it or was looking at it, I might be able to provide some more insight on this tea. So let's give this a little taste. As of right now, it's quite nice. I'm not getting really any bitterness as of right now. I imagine it'll open up as I go, but predominantly getting floral, getting a little bit of mouth drying, but it's not overwhelming by any means. It's like mouth drying on the front and then lubricating in the back of the mouth and throat. It's kind of interesting. But predominantly floral, those grassy, fresh green notes, like the hay-like aroma I kind of got when I first smelled it. I'm not really getting in the flavor. Very nice, full body for sure. Which I think is why I get what I described as like kind of lubricating in the back of the mouth and throat. It kind of like coats. They mentioned a chocolate-like aftertaste. I don't really get that yet. Maybe I'll get that later, or maybe I just won't get that. But as of now, a lot of floral, a little bit of that mouth drying in the front, and lubricating the back of the mouth and throat. I'll do another steep and get back to you. Alright, here is the second steep. I can say this tea is really nice so far. Finishing off that first steep, I realized it kind of has the same effect as a previous tea I've described, where it's kind of like drying up front and mouth-watering in the back, and it just keeps making you want to go back for more. Kind of like the perfect drink. You just want to keep drinking it, right? but very floral. Reminds me of strongly of like spring, like gardens, flowers, floral. Really refreshing, light, vibrant. Just a very, very overall brightening drink. I'm definitely, I think, feeling the energy and the effect already. I think it's quite strong in that regard as well. I don't know. Suddenly feeling in a better mood. Maybe it's just good tea. Maybe it's the tea itself. Still looks quite nice. Very clear, deep golden color. Alright, let's give this second steep a try real quick. Actually, what I'll do is show you the leaves real quick. I think it's worth seeing them. They look real pretty. I can say they are very soft, like soft, supple. They feel thin, like delicate. And we'll do another smell profile, see if that's adjusted. That fresh scent I was getting at first of like grass and hay, that very green scent is chilled out more. It's definitely like 90% floral, like very, very floral, with like a hint of sweetness, but I don't get any like astringent or weird scents or sour notes or anything. It smells real nice. It literally smells like being in a flower garden or something. So yeah, let's give this a taste. Still very nice. It in stark contrast to that last one I had from Yunnan tea, the Beauty. I don't remember the full name, but it'll be in the card up there. That one had a very intense bitter note that was very different. I didn't dislike it. I in fact ordered a cake of that because I am very curious to see how it'll age. But it had a very intense bitter note up front, followed by some floral. This one has some floral, very intense floral, with little to no bitterness. It's a very interesting contrast for sure. I very much enjoy it. I love floral. That's always been my favorite flavor profile in anything I get. And then this has quite a full body as well, so it coats the mouth in that intense floral flavor. Yeah, I very much enjoy this tea. As I said before, I wouldn't suggest going out and just immediately buying as much of a tea as possible without sampling it. I did because I could. I don't really have a better explanation than that. I just was like, it's limited, sounds real interesting, I'm gonna buy a sample and a cake, so I did. But I very much enjoy it, and I do look forward to how it'll age. I wonder what flavors might come out of it as it ages. As of right now, fresh. I very much enjoy it, and I am obviously feeling quite energized as well. So it has a great energy to it, I think. But very floral, very fresh, very bright, clean, crisp. I think those are good adjectives, good descriptors. And I definitely look forward to how it'll taste in like 3 to 5 years. So yeah, if you are willing to spend the money on a 200-gram cake or a sample, I would definitely suggest trying it, even if you just get the little 10-gram sample for $8. I think it's definitely worth a taste. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about it. I'll continue drinking this, see if flavors adjust, and I'll put some more tasting notes in the description, as well as how long it takes me, how many steeps I get out of this, as well as I will link this tea in the description. But thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more tea content. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. See ya.